Gargano and Velvet clash. Roderick gets Black Mass. Yemen Lee in the middle in an interview with Matt Riddle. Bro.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
The king of NXT is here, man. And I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about the heel Jim, man. We gonna get to him, man. Welcome, man. NXT AfterBuzz After Show, man. I got my whole crew with me here, but I'm gonna start to my far left. The man that's drawing all the heat, the eye, the attention across the globe, every continent, across everywhere. Heel Jim, the Jim Alexander, man. What's going on, man?
What's going on is tonight, if you watch this, he is what I said he was from the start. Prove me wrong. He proved me tonight.
Yeah. And next to him is the queen, man. The queen of the Great White North. Even though she black, I still ain't figuring it out. I don't know what's going on, man. Listen, mover and shaker, man. Hardest working women in the business, man. TK Trinidad.
What's up, y'all?
Let's get right down to it. Let's get down to brass tacks, man. There's been a whole lot of things going on, man, NXT world. Listen, WrestleMania rapidly approaching, man, and things are shaping
46
out.
days.
Man, I'm telling you, it's really crazy. But to start off out of nowhere, man, we get the Dutchman, we got Aleister Black versus the Undisputed Era's Roderick Strong. It was I liked the match, man. I thought it was a great, good old-fashioned wrestling match. Jim, first thoughts, please.
Listen, every time I see Roderick Strong, I'm thinking BMP, but like the Roderick Strong from TNA, the other Roderick Strong that first made his name with the high-flying moves. That's the original Roderick Strong. This guy is a copy of him, wannabe in that sense. But it was a good match.
Yeah.
I thought Aleister Black always seems to put on a solid match, and these two went at it, and nothing to complain. A really good, solid opening match for the show. I liked it.
TK.
Yeah. Sometimes, even though I always say I prefer a story, sometimes just a great wrestling match where he tells the story within the match is always good too.
Yeah,
they did that.
And it's interesting. We all know they do a pre-tape, but they also let's pretend like they didn't. This is like the last show, so it's Raw, SmackDown, then this. So Aleister's been like on kind of like a roll. So you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what this means. I think it was just a good wrestling match. I don't know if there's any takeaways from that. But after this great match, Undisputed Era comes back and they still doing their thing, man. They're still the Goon Squad. They're still beating up everybody, man. And they want to continue what they did last week, but oh no, here comes Ricochet. Jim, what the hell does this mean, man? Does it mean anything?
Ricochet's everyone's helper, man. He just comes out to diffuse, bullying situations or beatdowns. I like it. I mean, you clearly see here, Aleister Black is going against a faction, so you need someone at least to help him out. And I think Ricochet's now in a no man's land for a little bit, at least for the next couple of weeks, where they're trying to figure out his thing. So why not have him run in and help guys out, and at least show him on the show and make him credible against a faction. So.
Okay, what do you think this is? Just kind of filler till we get to TakeOver for them to do their own separate things? Is this just something that gives, or is this leading to something with those?
I don't know. Like it feels like a filler, just giving off like he's come off Raw and SmackDown.
Right.
It just feels like I'm just helping everybody. Like I'm that capable. It's like somebody who can fight, and it's just like nobody could take you on. So you see a situation, you're going to be the first one to step in. It seems like it's one of those situations for him.
Yeah, man. I think he's great. Who doesn't like Ricochet, man? And I think everyone, the general consensus, is the Undisputed Era is a really cool faction, and I think everyone brings something different to the table. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Aleister Black either. He's one of those guys that when he debuted, he was like over, man. I was there live. I had the fortune enough to be there live, and he just debuted, and he was just instantly over. You know what I mean? I know that's a mixture of the European crowd when it comes to WrestleMania, but everybody else seems to like him. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what the Raw SmackDown thing is. I don't know where Aleister Black goes from here, because I don't see him being in the main event now after what happened tonight. We'll talk about that later. But before we move on, Jim Alexander, I want you to talk to lovely people, man. Listen, try not to ruffle any feathers when you do this thing, man.
Boy.
Just give us a call to action.
I'm a face. I'm turning face right now. So before we move on to all this stuff about Gargano and all, we just wanted to thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV talk. And for us to continue to grow, we do need your support. And as much as you guys support us always, we really appreciate every time you comment and subscribe to or any actually show you watch. Just click the subscribe button. And if you're listening on iTunes online, give us a 5-star rating. It's that simple. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free, and it really helps us and keeps us on air and talking about our favorite show. So, AfterBuzz has meant a lot to me, and being part of this, I get to talk about Johnny Gargano and show my feelings and interact with all of you because of it. And I'm sure all of you have a personal story yourselves. So keep on supporting us, and remember, 5-star rating on iTunes, comment, and subscribe.
Man, Zeno Hour has the greatest line in the history of live chats, man. Zeno Hour. Shout out to Zeno Hour, man, because he has dropped the greatest, I'm sorry, y'all, it's the greatest comment in history. He won Johnny Gargano versus Jim at TakeOver.
I think he's too small for me. Oh, I don't think he's like size-wise like the weight class here. I don't know if
you turn like a main event of my dreams into a nightmare. That would be the greatest main event. Like no one but the chat and us know about this.
I am not intimidated. We know, hey Mac, you can't get in that match because you'd squash him. I mean, like that would be a squash match.
I am not that confident in my ability as you are, man. I think Johnny probably give me the business, man. Put me. I don't want no. I might get that DDT. I want no part of that dude, man. That's Johnny freaking wrestling.
I'm not intimidated.
Shout out to Bosa, of course. Zeno Hour, Dan, what's going on?
Samantha.
Marie, Samantha, what's going on in the chat, man? I believe there's a Michael in the chat. Shout out to Michael. What ups? Yeah, Kyle, what's good? Yeah, so it's like I said, good way to start off NXT tonight. There wasn't too many wrestling matches, but there was a lot of things they were building up, a lot of promos, a lot of commercials, a lot of different things, and a lot of fillers. But we get to Baszler in the back. The crew, they doing the little Undisputed Era thing right now. They going at the trainees in the back. Pretty much literally just trying to establish their dominance throughout the women's division.
Yeah, which they should.
What say you, TK Trinidad?
I mean, that's what you want to do. If you want to instill fear in them before they actually start, getting into that point where they're at, you instill fear in them before they're there. So it makes sense. But I also wonder how long they're going to be at NXT.
Not long. That is a sign tonight, I think, that they're on their way out.
Last takeover?
Yeah, because they're right now the NWO of NXT. They're just taking out everyone. They're taking out the trainees. Okay, that's the minor leagues. When we're talking about minor leagues, the trainees, we don't know any of them. We don't know who they are. And they're kind of bullying.
Jenkins was in there.
Yeah, interesting.
Mia Yim was in there. Yeah. A lot of girls from Mae Young were in there.
Yeah, the Mae Young Classic. That's right. But like to a common even NXT fan, you might not recognize a lot of them. So
true. They're
just taking them out. And right now it's like we have nothing for them because they're ready for the next level in that case. So
I don't know. I don't. This is the problem, though. It's like we bring them to the main level, and they might make a great storyline with Ronda, but I don't know how long that storyline is gonna. Like, if we do bring them up, they do the whole thing with Ronda. How long is that gonna last, and then what's gonna happen to them?
Yeah, you bring them right after WrestleMania. You don't do it right now. It just wouldn't.
Monday night after WrestleMania?
Yeah, that's a night. You have them keep on being the NWO of NXT and feuding with the trainees or whoever else you want. Basically taking over the show in a sense, interfering, beating everyone down, and then right after WrestleMania, they'll be to a point where they've conquered everything NXT. Right now, there's no feud to throw them into, and the Ronda Rousey feud and all that, that's already locked in. You don't need them interfering in that. So right after WrestleMania, that Monday night Impact, bring them in.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it before. I think you were saying last week, Jim, that you don't feel Ronda needs the belt per se to make like a proper rivalry. You don't think she needs the belt, do you? Like to have a viable match with Shayna? Does it lose its steam if it's not
Ronda and Shayna a match against each other?
Yeah, let's say because I feel that's what they're doing because I don't see Ronda keeping the belt.
Well, no, it's not going to be. I highly doubt it's going to be Ronda against Shayna.
You think it's going to be them teaming up?
Oh yeah, because of the UFC. Thing. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why. Everybody, not everybody, but people who know them, because Ronda trained Shayna for it's like the Tough Enough. It's the UFC version of Tough Enough. So like they go all the way back when Shayna first came in.
True.
So there's a whole storyline. So it doesn't make sense for Shayna to go against Ronda. It makes sense that they come up and they create a faction.
Why not?
And then they establish dominance on all of them. Which to me, if you didn't give Ronda the belt so quickly and had Ronda kind of learning the ropes and going against everybody,
I agree.
Then that would have been the perfect time for her. Like, okay, she's been putting in. Now we can give her the belt, and now she has a whole faction behind her. But you can still do it this way, and maybe even try to challenge for the tag team or whatever tag team titles with the other girls. But I just see don't see that storyline, if they do bring them up, lasting a long period of time, because I don't know what they're going to do.
Don't you think they can go both ways with the TK? Like, in a sense where you could have them feud against each other, because Ronda can play the gimmick like, I don't need anyone's help. I can conquer anyone on my own.
Yeah, but every time we see them, they're together. Like you saw Ronda
you stir up something.
You saw Ronda at NXT.
That's
you
so
saw
true.
Shayna at some of the pay-per-views. Like every time you see them, they take pictures together. So it's not like they can't break up. But at this particular moment, for them to come up and then they're like, we're no longer friends, it doesn't.
It would have to be something.
Like some of them were in, I believe, Ronda's wedding.
Oh God.
You could even have them actually technically help out Ronda, and Ronda get mad about it. Be like, I don't need any help. What are you doing? And they're kind of ruining her match in a sense by coming and interfering.
Or you could always
on her behalf.
Or you always can get both your way, do it like TK's way, and then all of a sudden they get that rift, you know what I mean? Like,
you have options with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the rift would be if, the alleged rumors are true and Ronda does leave, then that would be the perfect time for that rift.
It's absolutely a perfect, that's a perfect transition to get her out of there. So then we move on to Bianca. She cutting the promo, man. Listen, man, she got the hoop earring, she got the braid flipping
and
around,
the studs, the extra large studs,
man.
Didn't you think Bianca was like straight off Jerry Springer or like Maury Povich with that promo?
She was real ratchet, but my thing, it was like a Maury Povich.
It was funny. I like that.
I don't care. I will prove he is the father. No, but listen. So no wait. Why the hell does Bianca think she's undefeated? It's just like a mentality thing. Y'all need to talk to me about it. Why she keep pressing this undefeated thing? Is it just people that didn't see Takeover? Or like is she
it's
really
a make-believe. It's a make-believe. She's believing that she hasn't lost, so it's almost convincing the audience that she hasn't lost. It's sort of thing like she's almost delusional in a way.
Yeah, that's why I think that even with that, they shouldn't have I don't think she should have got the belt at that particular time, but they should have made it where
protect the undefeated streak.
Right.
Yes.
Because now it's just like now she has to create something new when she had something perfect to lead her, like almost like what Asuka did. So it's just like,
guys, that's what kills me. I'm like,
now she's looking for something, because she can only say that for so long. Because I was watching I think Busted Open Radio with Sam Roberts and Mark Henry was on it.
I've seen that.
And they were talking about that particular thing, not the whole thing of Sam Roberts saying the craziness. But they're like, she's still saying she's undefeated. Like, what does that mean? And it's like, oh well, she's delusional. And it's like, who's telling her to say that? She's saying that? Or are they telling her to say that? And then it's just like, despite all of that, it just is very weird.
Yeah,
and it's a gimmick, I think. It has to be a
and
gimmick.
what's crazy about it is, like I said, I don't know. Shayna could have hit her with a chair, got disqualified. Like, it protects both of them.
That would have been the best way to do it.
I just don't. I'm always. We talked about this. We always talk about this. I just don't like. Don't build up the streak. Don't make me care about the streak.
Yeah.
Like if you just wouldn't talk about it, man. It's like when the thing with Taker was so beautiful, man. The way they did with Undertaker. But I mean, if you keep telling me she's undefeated, like you told me Asuka's undefeated, and it made that moment at WrestleMania more special.
Oh yeah.
That her first L was at WrestleMania. That's pretty cool.
Because you don't believe it until you see it.
Absolutely. And you're like, okay, wait a minute. She's undefeated. That builds up so much intrigue where you don't think Charlotte was going to win, but she won. So, like, I don't know why they took that undefeated streak away from her so fast,
Unless you, rewind back the tape and something happened where, now you get a rematch or something. But if that were to happen, it should have already happened. So, yeah, I don't know what... I go hard for Bianca, but I don't know what she's doing with this one. But again, too, if you were in her position and you've been building this and they take it away, but you're still in the position where you're on NXT every week in some capacity, now you have to develop something new because people are not really watching you as far as the writers. So like it's almost like a position like, okay, well, I don't have anything at the moment, so I'm just going to continue going this route. Wow. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oh man, so so now we got the Dusty Tag Team Classic, one of my favorite things NXT does. Shout out to Dusty Rhodes, one of the greatest of all time. God rest his soul, man. His son is doing the damn thing. Don't worry about him. No, Daddy, he got you. He got you, man. He got you on live. Don't worry, memory lives on. Got a Street Profits Undisputed Era of Forgotten Sons and Eichner Barthel. I don't know what's gonna happen. I seen someone in the chat, it might have been Zeno, probably Bosa. One of those smart individuals said it's looking like Black and Ricochet gets in this tag match somehow. But
interesting.
Look, we don't know that yet, but we do know the first four teams. What do you see happening? Who do you see ultimately going against the War Raiders? You can.
This is a tough one. This is like a toss-up. I like what was their name? The big guys. Slipped my mind.
We're talking about Eichner Barthel, or we're talking about the Forgotten Sons?
The Forgotten Sons. There we go. I like them. I liked them last week. Or or 2 weeks ago when we saw them. They kind of had a squash match almost. But I like their look. I like their group. I think it could be their time to come out. But anyone could actually take it. It's a really good field.
Yeah,
What you think about today?
I think all
what would you
teams-
want if you had it your way, though?
Well,
Going
you
against the
know.
War Raiders. Street Profits?
Yeah, obviously. Just not obviously, but obviously.
Because if you think about it from a match perspective, though, from like the contrasting styles between the War Raiders and Street Profits.
Yeah, I just like different. Like I like when they have straight wrestling, but it's just something about the Street Profits that they're creating something. They're trying to do something different. So I like that aspect of it, and I'd love to see them get more time to see what they would do with all that.
Would you mind that great suggestion from the chat about Ricochet and Aleister Black? Would you mind them just winning? I don't know if it's winning the title. Would you mind them being a tag team for a short period of time? Jim?
No, because they have nothing else going on right now. So that's why they've kind of put them together tonight. Unless they're gonna feud, with Adam Cole's group.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Which could be the case.
But it feels like they should have something going. Like how you see some people on the roster, and you're like, I don't know why they're not doing something with you. Oh. There should be something, especially with those two. It's like they should be doing something with them. Oh. Like they have everything that, like, how you tell somebody, it's like, oh, well, you need to, like, work on your look or work on the mic or whatever. Like they have everything that's needed, all their ducks in a row. Pretty much. It's just like, there should be something happening with those two.
So do you see them two going against all of the Undisputed Era at TakeOver? Does that sound nuts?
No, they're going to add someone else. It has to be at least 3.
So you get it wouldn't be
they're
that
just too outnumbered at this point. Yeah. They can add someone.
So this limited, like I said, not too much wrestling tonight, but man, we gonna work it out, man. But we got the ladies up in here, man. We got Mia Yim, we got Xia Li, we got these ladies coming out here doing their thing. I didn't even know. I didn't know Mia was like want to be down like Brandy. I know she had that, like, you know what I mean.
She's half black.
But listen, I don't know everything. Listen, man, I don't know everything. When I seen her roll out to the ring, I was like, wait a minute, this is a little.
Yeah, she half black.
I see some chocolate accent going on.
You didn't see that in Mae Young Classic?
I told you I'm at my full strength in Black History Month. Yeah, I'm at my full strength, man. I was like, she coming out here crip walking a little bit, man. What's going on? But I'm just saying I'm a fan, man. I literally followed her after I seen her come down the ring.
Wow.
And I gave her a quick follow. Shout out to me again. What did you think about this match? What do you think about this Asian wave that's coming through? Because they're all talented. They're all super talented. We talked about it off air about how dope would it be if they made a faction.
Asian faction.
They should.
Man.
Well, first off, shout out to Mia Yim. She's been in the indies for a minute.
What
so
up,
she's not brand new by any means. That would be really cool. I would love to see that, even though I don't know, some people might think it's not politically correct.
I think that's cool though.
No, it is cool. I mean,
I think that would be. There's enough.
But here's the
first.
Here could be an issue. I mean, is the language barrier for them to cut promos and stuff? Do you need someone that could do that?
One person that was the strongest speaker. Mia could do that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. If they were to do that, you wouldn't even need to talk a lot. Like if you had Shayna and the crew go against the Asian invasion, like that would be.
Oh, it'd be dope.
That'd be good, actually. That's a legitimate faction they could feud with.
Just all speculation. I'm just talking about cool stuff I'd like to see, and I'm just throwing stuff at y'all.
That would be good.
That'd be really cool. Yes, you're right, man. Because when the shit was beating the brakes off people, man, they were just putting people through tables, man. Putting the fist out and just rolling out, man. It wasn't too much talking. You're right. If you
don't really need to. For NXT, for Raw and SmackDown, you would need a little bit more.
Right, because there's a shorter show.
Right,
yeah,
but for NXT, that definitely, is a possibility. And then you can also have the possibility of like them. I'm wondering with the female tag team with Sasha and Bayley, if they're going to go down to NXT as well and then go back up.
Yeah, a lot of people have been calling for that, thinking about should they cross all that over with a lot of
at least Dave, like at least because you do remember those great feuds that they had in NXT, but at least make an appearance.
I would like that. I said I wish they, like I said, I love that. I remember some great times when Cesaro would come back down. I like when the wrestlers do that a little bit, just working on their chops, giving good matches, man. I know it's a lot of work, but I always like to see
Ricochet just did Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, man. Like he's a workhorse though. He's that workhorse type of guy, man. He got that Dolph Ziggler in him. He can wrestle every single night, all night long. He's just one of those guys, man. It's just so it would be good to see what they do. I don't know what they're gonna do with Yim or Lee at all, but
or even Mia Yim and I was gonna say Bianca, because it's like Bianca, she's doing her thing, but I just feel like nobody is an island unless they intentionally want to be an island and they make it like out there. You know, like Baron Corbin, like you knew he was alone with because that was his statement. But it's just like if everybody has some type of person backing them, so it just makes sense that you transferred into it's storytelling. That's what you would do. So like even having that would be something. It's like, but you know,
especially in NXT, everyone's like a group, a team, or faction. It's very much buddy kind of system.
Lawrence Falk, the Sega says Sky Pirates versus the Boston Hook Connection. Would you like to see that? Would you is that appealing at all?
Yeah, that works.
On what scale? You think that's pay-per-view main event Mania worthy, or do you think that's just Raw one day worthy? What do you think that match would do for?
Well, for all the wrestlers, like the locker rooms in all three, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, is going to be a lot. Like you saw the trainees that, you know, there's a few of them that I never even seen before, right? So the locker rooms in all three of them are getting like too big. So it makes sense just to build factions so wrestlers can get at least some sort of time and they're introduced to the people who don't see live shows. That would make sense. That you create, you know, obviously you don't need 10 factions, but there's enough to create some really great factions like they've had in the past. So it's,
especially some that are like middling and not getting over fully. Like on Raw, I suggested keep Drew McIntyre, Lashley, and Corbin, you know, because they're getting over more as a faction individually. So these kind of factions work for a lot of wrestlers. And like you said, it's almost too many wrestlers to get on even 3 hours of Raw.
You're right, because you remember what happened when they broke up the Wyatt family a little too early, in my opinion, that they kind of went into the land of obscurity. Even Bray kind of disappeared. Like it was one of those things where they were a great team together. Just the Wyatt family.
The walkout, it was perfect.
It's a spectacle. And you're right, and it gave them all something to do. And I think you're right. I think there's so many wrestlers, so much talent, so much women talent coming up now. I think there's nothing wrong with bunching a few of them together, man.
Well, look, at the end of the day, like if you have a basketball team, somebody has to sit on the bench. But if you're on the bench, but you still have some visibility and some time versus just being in the locker room, because you still, even though you're not on TV, you still have to show up. So like, why not be part of that? Like it would make. I would rather that than just be in the locker room waiting week after week.
I agree.
Traveling and doing live shows are obviously great, but
hey, Yim gets the victory. She's gonna be picking up steam. Like I said, she's a talent, man. Like this, if it's not a thing about talent, it's getting to the point where it ain't about talent with these ladies, man. These ladies are just good, man. They all can wrestle. It's getting to this point where now it's gonna be like, what resonates with which fans, or what resonates with the back, and what storyline they can, because it's not about. It's getting to the point where it ain't about talent anymore now, because everybody's talented. It's never been more competitive, especially with the ladies, man. So it's gonna be really good to see what they do.
Yeah, you can't afford to come on without talent.
I'm telling you, man, them days is over, man. Because they all pretty too. Everybody pretty, everybody athletic, everybody can suplex, beat up. This is a different era we're in right now, man. But speaking of different era, man, the original bro, man, he got an exclusive. I done told D. Jim Alexander, man, get ready for the original bro, yo, new NXT champion. I predict before, where we at right now, February? Before next February, he's your new NXT champion. I dare you to say something otherwise, Jim. Go ahead, double dog dare you.
How long was that promo? Like a minute or two?
Oh, but you'll miss it. There's a full interview on YouTube right now. I suggest you look it up.
More than enough of that minute of Matt Riddle. I would never go on WWE.com to finish watching this interview. That guy... I mean, I would watch paint dry, because listening to him talk is just so damn boring, and his voice is just annoying. He might get heat from me just from having an annoying voice. The guy, I just couldn't. Like, I'm watching him like, man, let me check if my food's ready, because I went to the kitchen at that point. I came back, and thankfully it was over because it was a quick segment. So I went to the fridge in the meantime, and the 5 seconds I saw was too many.
I don't know what I got to do up in here, man, to tell you how wrong you are about the original bro. Listen,
nothing original.
Listen, he's big, he's strong, he's fast, he can wrestle.
And zero charisma.
How do we know that?
You saw it today. You saw that one minute.
I don't know about zero charisma.
They had to put him to WWE.com because they wouldn't want him on air for longer.
Oh my God!
Well, I mean,
talk about it, TK.
Jim might actually have a point, because we did have a long match, and it's not take away from that long match, but you could have almost given him another minute if he did, like as far as character wise. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that is. I
will not give credence clear water to what you are saying right now, because I just think they were trying to give you a little taste. They had little tease, man. See the man with his long hair, the original bro. Yo, new and
at least your boy's got the look, the size,
and what else do you need?
And the skills. That's what preventing him from being Gargano.
I cannot say. But comes full circle.
Yeah, but he's got the. I just don't think you can. Like, listen, you can't.
First of all,
you can't squeeze charisma out of someone who has none.
Tell me, before I jump across the table, man, and like diamond cut you, like tell me what you don't like about him.
I don't like that he has no personality. He looks like he's been. Like, he looked in that interview like they woke him up in the middle of the night.
That's part of the personality.
That is not personality.
He's the cool California dude
cool about this guy.
Wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He goes and surfs.
Right.
And then he chills. He might be doing some stocks.
That's
there's
exactly
a guy.
right.
Such a lame life.
There's a guy at TMZ. Oh shoot, what is his name?
I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
That's what he does for a living.
That's
now.
his
He quit TMZ. He literally travels the world. He takes pictures of supermodels. He surfs. And if you look at him, you'll be like, this dude doesn't have any money. Mind you, he just bought a house on the beach. Like that's the personality.
Matt Riddle probably wishes he was at that point.
Oh goodness!
But he does not have. I don't even like. He's got this gimmick of like, oh, I'm the cool surfer dude. I can MMA.
That's probably really him, though.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing. Let's add something to him.
Oh wow.
Kids, don't listen to Jim. Be who you are. Don't be
Not
something
if you're
you're
Matt
not.
Riddle. Not if you're Matt Riddle.
If you were to turn it up and be like super energetic,
He can't do it. He can't do it. It's not in his DNA.
Right.
Isn't
But
it
you
too
don't
early
need
to
to
tell? Isn't it too early to tell that? Because he's on the indie scene, ripping it up, I might add. Ripping it up so much that they signed him to an NXT contract, I might add. And when he's the champion, oh Lord, I hope you were on this panel. Don't call out sick. Don't be saying
I'll retire from this panel by the time you
ain't your
champion.
homework. I want you to be in front and center, man, and just acquiesce to Riddle.
Hopefully I'm not like 20 years down the road or something.
My goodness, man. Now, okay, we got, before the main event, we got Johnny in the back, man. He was over here, man, doing his little calisthenics.
That's right.
He doing his little plyometrics. He working on his little rubber band, man.
That's all he can handle.
And then wifey comes out. Man, she sees, you got it, baby. It's a big match, man. You ready? Are you ready? And then all of a sudden, the real NXT champion, the grown man, the man I don't want to see in a dark alley comes out just to make sure. You need any backup, need any help? He's like, no, I don't need your help.
Holding Goldie.
He clutch it tight. It's gonna take a lot to take that off that man's hands. And then Champ was like, he goes, I will be watching, no worry. So then we move to the main event. Jim, you take the floor, man.
Okay. Tonight, all of you have seen what I've been trying to tell you, that Velveteen Dream, just not enough competition for him with Johnny Gargano. I don't know why they gave us 30 minutes of this, because they could have just handed over right away.
Johnny, get Rezzo!
Okay, Johnny can put on a solid match. I thought Velveteen looked better, though, in this match.
Damn, there is mad hate.
Listen, Johnny's skills are solid. I will say that. He's actually good at wrestling.
You have said that many times.
I've said it every time, but everything else he's not. And that's where we come to. And people are just hating on me and just keep on coming with the hate and all that. Let me tell you something. Where's the mic? Where's the camera?
Damn.
All of you. I don't know if this is like all of Cleveland coming at me because you guys lost LeBron and Johnny Gargano's the only thing you can root for right now that you have.
All right,
or where are these people coming from? But Johnny Gargano is indie only, okay? And by indie only, I mean some people just can't be LeBron. It's okay to be the 10th man or 12th man on a bench on a team. That's Johnny Gargano. Hey, it's better than not having a career. He's got a career. But there's some things you just can't get to. And Johnny Gargano just can never be over or get to the main roster and be the guy. You are indie. You are smaller than me. And guys like that just, unfortunately, DNA-wise, can't get over.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, how tall are you?
6'1".
That's just me. The average man is not that. He's old.
And that's why everyone on the internet, you might be sitting in your cave in your basement and typing, or whatever you might be doing. You look like Johnny Gargano, many of you probably, and that's why you relate to him in a lot of ways too, because he's a everyday's man. Johnny Gargano could be at Whole Foods packing my groceries. You know what I mean?
My God.
You know, yeah, for real. Like, what can I distinguish a Johnny Gargano versus John, the grocery guy? You know, it's just that.
Tell me how you really feel all about Johnny.
That's Johnny Gargano. The guy can wrestle. Everyone can chant at home, and I know you can watch your indie tapes at 3 a.m. at night and stream them from like China or wherever.
They do that though.
That's what you do. That's why you like Johnny. Okay, but reality says this is the truth, and I'm giving you the truth. Johnny Gargano cannot get over in the real world of wrestling in WWE, where it's entertainment, where it matters. Okay, in an indie scene with 10 people in a bingo hall or in a library, wherever they're wrestling, he might be your man. But in where it counts, he's nowhere near an Randy Orton level or anyone that actually matters.
Well, first off,
damn.
First off, she said truth. Like drop the mic. First off, you're bringing in size and all this other stuff. And like if you watched SmackDown yesterday, you saw Randy Orton and you saw Daniel Bryan standing side by side. Daniel Bryan looked physically like
Randy Orton's like 6'4".
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying though. You can't bring in size. Like it also with Johnny, you can bring in depending on what storyline he has, depending on if he decides to change things up. You can't say size. Finn Balor, like we have.
Finn Balor's got a look. He's got abs. He's got thing. Like I'm telling you, Johnny Gargano could be like a vegetable that Daniel Bryan grows. Okay, like that's the size of like he's just tiny. He's tiny. I'm sorry, he's tiny.
To
That's
Jim's
not his
point.
fault.
So Jim's not on the island by himself. To your point, with all that you said, with all everyone always gives you a lot of backlash for, y'all better cheer him when he gets called up. Yeah, because for all that stuff y'all talk and how he's
enhancement talent.
But what I'm trying to say is though.
So Daniel Bryan's 5'8", by the way.
Oh Lord.
Daniel Bryan, like biceps.
I'm just saying, do not come out here and prove Jim right. Because if he gets to the main roster and y'all don't cheer this guy, and he gets
and Johnny
relegated.
Gargano is 5'10".
Oh yeah,
really?
And I'm 6'5". Okay, come on, stop it. This is like Wikipedia kind of stuff. One of those trolls probably wrote it for him, and
they like updated it like right now while you were talking.
While I'm talking.
Listen, listen. So like, I'm saying, despite what Jim thinks, man, and I understand what you're saying though. I'm telling you, he's gonna get that call up. He's gonna because he deserves to get the call up. Y'all better not let him down, man, because Jim will come here. Y'all think Jim's bad now. Y'all better cheer this man. I'm talking to all you out there, man. Do not make Jim be right. Listen to him right now, because he's wrong right now. He's dead wrong.
Get on those chats. Go to every bingo hall, library, high school lunchroom. Get your crew together from every indie hall and bring them to a show. And it might be in the tarped off section at Raw.
The match between the Dream and Gargano. Gargano puts on a wrestling clinic as per the usual. Even though Jim doesn't want to admit it, he shuts it down. Still got the match of the year right now with Ricochet at TakeOver Phoenix. Jim just want to gloss over the match of the year. He just want to gloss over that.
I mean, Ricochet plays a big part of it.
I'm just saying, it seems to me there's a common denominator every time there's a match of the year. Johnny Gargano, gee whiz. What was another match of the year? The Revival versus DIY. I'm just trying to say, every single time there seems to be a match of the year, Johnny seems to be around there. That's all I'm trying to say.
Who's voting for this? All the guys trapped in their basements?
Oh my God.
I even casted my vote, man.
I didn't. I have stuff to do. I'm out, dude.
But before, oh my Lord, before I need to get you a police escort outside AfterBuzz TV,
facts.
tell me what you think of this match and what it means for the Dream to be your new NXT championship. But just tell me through the match and tell me your feelings and be as nice as possible, Jim.
Listen, the match got half the show, so we got that. And listen, it deserved a hype. Like, let's give him that half hour. That's cool with me. It was a good match. I mean, you're giving Dream his first kind of opportunity, to shine, and he did. And it was pretty apparent that he deserves the title and should have the title at this point. And Johnny's in no man's land anymore. How long did that last, guys? The Johnny champion. 1 week, 2 weeks, you chanted that. But Velveteen Dream, this is a move forward. This is a move, just a step to the NXT Championship. And I thought this was a good showing for him. And Gargano made him look good too. I mean, they both had good chemistry. I'd say that in the ring, and it was a solid match. Like I say, Gargano can wrestle. Like, he's not a bad wrestler. It's just he can't do much more about it, and not a lot of it's his fault.
TK, tell me what you thought about this.
I mean, as far as storyline goes, you definitely see Velveteen Dream from
better.
Yeah,
so much better.
But just the grind of it all. And that's like there's nothing better than seeing somebody start at a certain point, and when he first came on the scene, everybody's like, wait, what is this that I'm looking at? And then people are trying to figure out everything, and he's like, just forget about this. I am who I am. Watch me in the ring, and then you see the evolution of it to this point. So I'm really interested and excited to see what's going to happen after this. What he's going to do with the belt, what his storyline's going to progress to be, all that good stuff. But then it also with Gargano leaving, losing the belt, and the fact that he was on Raw and SmackDown, is it going to be an earlier call up?
What I think is what happened. See, through all the cloud and the membrane of hate that Jim wants to spew out, it's a smoke screen of hate. See, what he has in 3, if he just wiped away the smoke like this and he just peered through, he's forgetting that it's probably gonna be Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano at TakeOver for the title, and Johnny's gonna win.
Oh hell no!
And you are going to be looking sick, because I'm telling you right now, I'm flying to New York, but I'll be back Wednesday. And you better be here, man, because when he gets that belt, Lord have mercy.
And that, okay, if that happens,
I'm just speculating, pure speculation.
If that ever happens, that is the pinnacle of Johnny Gargano's career. That is the highest he will ever reach. That is the mountaintop. That is the brass ring that Vince talks about. That is the beginning of the end. That is the accomplishment. So that's what all of you at home been waiting for, and watching those videos on indies for 10 years. This is what you've been waiting for, this moment all your life. All your life. That's all. That's the best that will ever happen.
So would you concede if Johnny G, let's say he gets World WWE title? Let's say he gets money.
Not the WWE.
Okay, what if he gets money? Let's just do dream scenario. He gets Money in the Bank, cashes in, beats. I don't care who he beats. Will you come here and concede that this man is a main event talent? That's all I want to know.
Okay.
I just want to know where your head's at. I want to know if you were irrational or you have some kind of rationale.
Someone would have to drug me if that was a dream, because that's a hallucination, not a dream. If that were to happen, I would be here. I would take my hits.
I know you would.
I would own up, but guess what? It's not going to happen, so I don't have to worry about it.
Listen, chat bro, I need y'all to find out some information from me, man. Y'all need to find out if Johnny wrestling messes around with Jim's girl way back in the day. I don't know, man. Listen, let me find out they got to fight back in the day. If y'all know everything, man. Dig deep, man. I don't know. Something happened with Jim, man. Like some kind of homecoming thing. I don't know what happened, man. It feels like a personal attack, TK Trinidad. Johnny Gargano's getting attacked by Jim.
I'm just speaking the truth. I'm taking off the indie goggles and I'm telling you what I see. And what I see in front of me is the truth, okay? And that is the truth.
But you're taking away that people can develop over time. The fact that he has a great wrestling base doesn't mean that as a year or 6 months or whatever, something can change and people all gravitate to him, and then that would make sense.
Well, they've been gravitating for him for a decade already.
Right? I know.
Yeah, a decade in indie versus, as you've been saying multiple times, sometimes people just like indie and some people like WWE and some people watch both, right? But there's some people who just watch WWE have no idea about the indie scene. So
that's where he's at right. That's where Johnny's at right now.
So the thing is that you have people who know him from the indie scene or wherever, but then he comes to WWE, he might do something totally different that might swing the whole WWE crowd towards him. So you don't know what's going to happen when he gets called up.
Miracles do happen. I just don't think in this situation there will.
That's why I respect Jim. He's going out on the limb, man. It takes guts to predict someone's whole career. It takes gusto. It takes moxie to come here and predict his whole entire wrestling career. Man, listen, I appreciate you being on the panel, bro. I don't got that kind of gumption, man. I don't look in the crystal ball. My crystal ball goes maybe a day. Yours going like 20 years.
I'm just trying to take off the blinders. I mean, the beer goggles from the indie community has just been too long.
And the crazy thing about it is, like I said, that's the beautiful thing about time. We will see. You know what I mean? But give me your guys' your final thoughts about today, and just what are you thinking leading up to take over, because it'll be here before you know it. And tell me what you would like to see. Put like this, just final thoughts, Jim. Give me something.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be Ciampa and Gargano.
Could be.
I think because Ciampa doesn't have an opponent right now. I think that's what.
And not a viable opponent either.
So they've been setting up those interactions. They're for a reason. All these buddy things, and then I'm here to help you. It's going to be in for a turn. They're going against each other. Velveteen did what he should do, and this is a step up for him. He's on his way. He's on his way to the NXT Championship sooner than later. And I thought the match lived up to the hype. I mean, they built it up for a couple of weeks for an NXT, show in the middle of before any paper. It was good. You can't complain. I thought it was a really good overall presentation tonight.
What are you thinking about, TK? Any expectation for the women's division? Anything at all you're thinking about?
Yeah, I definitely want to see what's going to happen with Shayna, because it's like they're also running their course. It's like, you know, okay, Shayna's dominant. They've been running through the locker room. Now they're going to the trainees. It's like you can only go so far. So I'm wanting to see how they're going to, is that prepping for somebody to take the belt off of her? And then who are they? Because obviously Bianca's no longer undefeated. Right. So technically, like, could you give her that chance again, even though she already lost? Right, so then who else are they going to have?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. If besides Bianca, who is facing Shayna? Shayna will defend the title. Who is she going against? That is the question. And I love the intrigue. I love that we don't know, and I love that we can speculate. And man, because Johnny doing
it would seem like Bianca would be the next. That's why I was just so like weirded out the fact that, okay, I understand, you know, maybe you're not ready for Shayna to move up or whatever her storyline might be, but it just seems like how you're going to cut her storyline of being undefeated, but then there's nothing left to do with that. So I don't know. It's confusing. So it's confusing, but it's also intriguing. And I'm also interested to see what's going to happen with the women's division and who's going to be next up, or what's going to be the storyline for them.
Zeno Hour has an updated main event. He has Matt Riddle versus Jimmy Alexander.
Hey,
versus Johnny Gargano.
Main event.
Hey, oh, you don't want the triple threat though?
I mean, Matt Riddle can actually fight, and
so
I mean,
we found someone you will not test.
Maybe not yet. You know,
that would be
not yet.
Johnny Gargano.
Are you training for something?
Let me, because Jim, Jim might be. You do wear a lot of jackets. You might be super swole, man. That's how Bruce was. That's why I love Bruce Lee. Don't get it twisted. Bruce Lee was a little guy. He took off that little gi. Like, boy, he was swole. Jim might be packing stuff, man. Like, oh, listen, Johnny, don't roll up on him if you thinking some type of thing, because Jim has it out for you, man.
I ain't scared.
Oh my God, we gonna get up out of here, man. I cannot stand it.
I can go on another hour about it.
Listen, we go. Listen, I'm gonna start my GoFundMe for Jim's private security, y'all. I'm gonna add that link somewhere in the chats. But before we get out of here, Jim, can you please tell everybody where they can find you, man?
Oh, you found me all, and you can keep on finding me at the Jim Alexander on all social media. Love interaction, love hearing all the falsehood about Johnny Gargano.
Oh my God, TK Trinidad. Please put yourself over, sister.
You guys can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. If you have any hate, send it to Jim.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of, it's Evan T. It's Evan T. Mac, Instagram and Twitter. Y'all know how it goes with Quasto, man. Come on, Mel Carmen San Diego, man. He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. But when he is in, he will be on that couch. My backpack's there right now, but it's just keeping the seat warm for him. Evan T. Mac, Instagram and Twitter. Everybody direct all your comments and all your venom and all we love to hear from you. Jim responds, I respond. We see them all. Enjoy NXT. Everybody in the chat, Bosa, Lawrence, Zeno Hour, Rocky was good, Samantha was good, Michael was good, Dan was good, Johan Pena was good, Bosa, GM was really, 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 really good.
We'll see you on Raw on Monday.
Anthony, what's good, man? Jay Will, what it do? See y'all on Raw. GoFundMe starting soon.
Can't see me double.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.